Hi, my name is Shannon Costello, and I'm a registered dietitian with Corporate Fitness Works. Today we're in my home kitchen, and we're going to be putting together some taco bowls. I call this taco bowl party night because who doesn't love Taco Tuesday or taco any day for that matter? This bowl meal allows you to choose from a variety of different ingredients, proteins, salad base, veggies, toppings, garnishes, you name it, and this meal is totally up to you. Serving bowl meals with a variety of options is great for families or group meals because we all have different food preferences and nutritional needs, so we can personalize our bowl to exactly what we enjoy and need. The National Nutrition Month theme for 2021 is Personalize Your Plate, and this recipe easily highlights nutrition personalization put in a bowl. This theme encourages you to choose from a variety of foods from different cultures, cuisines, and food groups, different flavors. The more variety we have in our diet, the better, because each food contains a different composition of vitamins, minerals, sometimes fiber, and other phytonutrients. So the more variety we can get from all these different foods, the more our body is going to have the proper nutrients to do what it needs to do. So what is going to make this taco bowl into a party? Well, we'll start with your choice in base. You can make this into more of a salad, like displayed here, or you can make it more of a rice bowl, like displayed here. For salad, you can choose from chopped romaine lettuce, a spring mix, baby kale, or any mixture of leafy greens. What's here is a spring and herb mix. And don't worry, we're using lettuce as a base to the bowl, but that doesn't mean that this has to look or feel like a salad. These lettuces and greens add vitamin K, fiber, and iron. Now for your rice bowl, you can use brown like I have here. You can use yellow rice or Mexican seasoned style rice or season it yourself. We're aiming for the least processed type of rice to get the most whole form of rice, which will come as a whole grain. Then you can choose your protein. You can use ground beef or ground poultry, so white chicken meat or turkey. Try to purchase lean beef or poultry. Typically a 90% lean to 10% fat beef is available, which still gives the beef some flavor and prevents it from drying out when you're cooking. Poultry is offered as lean as 98% lean to 2% fat. You may also use skinless chicken breast. And to make this plant-based, you can use extra firm tofu like I am doing here. Now, if you're choosing to use the tofu, be sure to press the excess water out of the block of tofu and pat it nice and dry, either with paper towel or a clean dish towel before you cook it. Now, whichever protein you decide to use, we will be using a taco seasoning when we cook it. I like to make my own here, but you can easily purchase a salt-free or a low-sodium pouch at the store. It just adds paprika, chili powder, garlic powder, oregano, onion powder, a little bit of black pepper, and then your choice of adding some crushed red pepper or cayenne pepper. Now for the toppings. This is where you have so many options. You can add canned black or pinto beans for more plant-based protein and fiber, plus great minerals. You can do some shredded red or purple cabbage, loaded with specific antioxidants that help fight cells from cancer. Any color bell peppers for a touch of sweetness and tons of vitamin C. You can slice and dice a fresh tomato, or you can use some store-bought pico de gallo for added flavor. I like this because it has the cilantro and some other types of onion and seasonings in here already, plus it's really juicy. The tomato juices really help with this bowl so that you don't have to add any extra dressing or marinade. You can do some roasted corn kernels. These are also really flavorful. The roasting brings out some of the sweetness. Corn is really fiber rich with essential B vitamins. Now I've also added some red onion into my mixture of peppers. You could also do green onion. We here prefer our veggies to be cooked, so it only took about 5 minutes to saute the red onion and bell pepper together on the stove, while at the same time I roasted the corn from a frozen bag in our toaster oven. So super simple, right? All of these are going to add great texture and great flavor. You can add some sliced black olives. This will be some unsaturated or healthy fats. or some avocado or guacamole, either store-bought or make that on your own. Avocados and guac are rich in potassium and surprisingly have loads of fiber too. By adding these plant-based sources of fat and veggies and proteins to a bowl meal, you'll feel more satisfied, making it less likely that you'll overeat or need to eat right after the meal. So we limit our saturated fat from our animal proteins, such as the beef or poultry, and replace it with these more nutrient-dense types of fat from plants. Okay, I know that was a lot, but you don't have to buy nor use all of these. They're just options. So use what you and your family will eat, but try to pick at least 3 to make it a really well-rounded meal with that variety. Now, of course, we have to top off our tacos with some tasty garnishes, right? So this is where we have another wide selection of flavors and nutrition that will balance out your taco bowl. Choose from a squeeze of fresh lime, or if you have a bottle of lime juice. You can do some reduced fat shredded cheese of your choice. This is a light Mexican blend here. Some fresh cilantro is wonderful if you're not using the pico de gallo that already has it in there. Whole grain and lightly salted tortilla chips. You can just crumble these whole chips or purchase the stripped chips. I prefer to get the whole ones because I'm not going to use the whole bag for the salad, so later on maybe I can eat the whole chips. Super simple to just crumble these into pieces on top of your bowl, all right? And then some sour cream, or this is actually plain non-fat Greek yogurt. I like to use the Greek yogurt because it adds more protein with that gut-friendly probiotic or good bacteria for our gut. But either option will also help make that bowl creamier and add a sauce-like texture similar to our juicy tomatoes. All right, on to prepping all of this. Well, the good thing is there is not much cooking involved. It's mostly just the prep work. So if you're doing a rice bowl like this one, you'll start with cooking that because grains are the longest cooking process for this recipe. Typically, you'll combine 1 portion of rice to 2 portions of liquid, so either water or a low sodium broth for more flavor, and then bring the liquid to a low boil and reduce the heat to a simmer, cover, and let that cook. Now, if you're doing this as more of a salad, and you chose romaine lettuce or fresh greens on the stem, you can go ahead and just roughly chop those up and put them directly into either a large serving bowl for everyone to choose from or directly into the bowls for those to eat out of. Once your rice is cooking, then you'll want to cook the protein. Now, I like to line a large plate or small pan with some paper towel. That way, when our cooked protein is finished, we can set it on there to drain any excess liquid. Now, whichever protein you choose, you're going to use a large skillet and bring it to a medium-high heat. You can see I've used this skillet to cook my peppers and onions, so it's already a little flavorful. But because I'm using tofu, I'm actually going to add some cooking oil to the pan. This is just going to help flavor it and improve the browning as it's cooking for some more flavor, as I mentioned. So once you've drained the tofu and patted it dry, this pan is already hot, so it's ready to go. I'm just going to go ahead and crumble the tofu right into the pan, into these small pieces. It's kind of like a sofrito, right? And because we patted it dry, there shouldn't be that much liquid coming out. If there's a little bit, it will cook out, so that's okay. So just continue to crumble. Now, if you're using cubed chicken or your ground beef or poultry, there's no need to add oil to the pan because the little bit of fat that's already in the animal protein is going to help keep it moist as it's cooking. And make sure you have a food safe thermometer nearby if you're choosing to use animal proteins as well. All right, got it all in the pan. Got some dirty hands going on here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add my taco seasoning right into the cooking pan and immediately start to stir that in so it's nice and coated. And for tofu, it's not going to take too long to cook, maybe like 5 to 7 minutes. We're really just trying to Make sure that all the seasoning is dispersed throughout. And it'll start to get a little brown on the edges thanks to that oil we added. If you're doing ground meat or poultry, you'll just use a spatula like this to break up the grounds into smaller pieces, and you'll cook until it's no longer pink. And because we're buying lean meat, there really shouldn't be that much excess liquid or fat to drain off. Now, if you're doing some skinless chicken breasts, go ahead and cube those into your desired size pieces, and you'll let each side just sit on the pan and cook for like 3 to 4 minutes. It'll start to turn like a light golden brown, and then you'll start to toss it around with your spatula and try to cook each side until it's completely golden brown. And that's when you'll want to use your food safe thermometer to make sure the chicken is at least 165 degrees Fahrenheit with the internal temperature. So I'm just going to continue cooking this and then set it back on that paper towel lined pan. Once you're done with this, we'll get to prepping our toppings. Once that protein's cooked, just set it aside, let it cool off just a tad while you're prepping all your toppings and fixings ready for the party. So you're going to want to dice and chop your veggies, drain and rinse the beans, open the pico or slice your tomatoes, get the guac ready or slice up your avocado. You can start to squeeze your fresh lime juice or cut it into wedges for individual preference. Shred the cheese if you're using a block, or just make sure you pre-portion the shredded cheese for topping off later. You know, measure things out just to make sure people aren't overindulging with these toppings, and just place them into some fun serving bowls with their utensils. Time to build your party bowl. The key to a well-balanced taco bowl is to include your lean protein, a complex carbohydrate, which can be the rice or the canned beans, non-starchy vegetables from the lettuce, onions, tomatoes, peppers, a healthy fat, so from avocado, guac, the sour cream or cheese or Greek yogurt, and then flavor, which comes from the seasoned protein and your optional toppings such as the lime juice. The great thing about having variety of toppings is that you can use any leftovers in other meals throughout the week, and they're already prepped, ready to go. You can build another bowl for lunch or dinner the next day, or store the ingredients separately to use in another recipe. If you are building additional bowls, I do recommend that you store your chosen protein in a separate container and build the rest of your bowl. That way you can microwave or reheat how you prefer your protein before adding it to your bowl. Now, because everything is already cooked or sliced, these ingredients will last about 3 to 4 days in the refrigerator. All right, let's go enjoy your taco party bowls.